going to be Minnesota off the tip. Now let's take a look at Phoenix's opening lineup. They've got Johnson, and it's Marion in at the power forward position. Pass to Garnett. Here's Sprewell. There's a screen. Clock is at 3, and it's good for 2.
Now, this is a guy who wants to score, so don't let him catch a rhythm.
Johnson passes to Nash. To the paint. It's stolen. Inside, Oluwakandi. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here's Richardson. Here's Stoudemire. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Come on now, that's easy money.
Now the Timberwolves with it. Pass to Garnett. Here's Cassell. Just 5 to shoot. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
It doesn't get any easier than that. The defense has to play better.
Outside Richardson. Pass to Nash. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Phoenix shooting their first free throws of the game now.
Shoot 2.
The first free throw is good. Good on the second, so he makes them both.
This is definitely not the guy to foul. He loves getting to the free throw line.
Pass to Garnett. And that one is hammered home.
Well, posterizing defenders for over 2 decades now, Garnett. Yeah, he can still do this.
Well, that's a fantastic view there from the AT&T Connected Cam. Here's Nash. Now here's Richardson. Here's Stoudemire. There's the block. Here's Sprewell, covered by Johnson. Here's Hudson. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
That was their first miss of the game. 4 for 5 right now. What a good start.
Here's Nash. Here's Stoudemire. And Oluwakandi pulls it down.
Nothing more important than protecting the rim, folks, and that's exactly what they get.
Pass to Hudson. They set a pick. Into the lane. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Well, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
It's just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Here's Cassell. Here's Garnett. And there's the rejection. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And it's time to take another look at that powerful block.
That'll put some fear into the shooters, and he made sure to do it early, too.
Outside Richardson. Pass to Nash. The 3 ball. Nails it from beyond the arc. Nash has got 5.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Here's Garnett. Rebounded by Marion. Suns trail by 3. Left side, Johnson. And the first shot of the night for him, no good.
Well, this guy typically a nice touch from mid-range, but obviously can't make them all.
Pass to Garnett. Rebounded by Marion.
This guy just simply can't find his rhythm, and sometimes that happens.
And the basket by Stoudemire.
Oh, it's exactly how you lead someone with the pass. Beautifully done.
Cassell passes to Garnett. Minnesota again missing.
At some point, do you start to think about getting others involved? It has been a struggle.
Pass to Marion. Some nice ball movement by Phoenix. Here's Stoudemire. And that one's long. Stoudemire's gone 2 for 6 from the floor so far. Here's Olowokandi. Here's Sprewell. Covered by Johnson. Here's Cassell. Another miss by Minnesota.
This guy does not love to operate in the mid-range, and it showed right there.
Richardson, the pass to Marion. Here's Nash. He's got 5. Shot clock at 5. The kick out to Johnson. Lets the 3 fly. And he's missed his first 2 shots of the game. Minnesota in the lead. Pass to Hudson. Here's Cassell. Right wing. Here's Garnett. Right side, Johnson. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
Boy, he couldn't have asked for a better look. That's tough to take.
Here's Hudson. Pass to Garnett. To stop the drought. And he takes it up and lays it in. Garnett's got his second basket of the night.
Well, the 5th player in NBA history to log more than 50,000 minutes. KG still getting it done inside.
Here's Nash. To the right side. Marion passes to Stoudemire. 6 to shoot. Ooh, and an air ball on that one. Way off.
You know, for this team to win games, he knows he's got to be much more efficient than he's been.
Here's Cassell. Here's Olowokandi. Cashes in the 12-footer. And it's a 5-point Minnesota lead.
You know, just what they were looking for right there. That's not a shot he's going to miss.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Phoenix calls timeout. Here's Barbosa. Down low. Here's Voskuhl. Ooh, good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Martin outside. Batson passes to Zerbiak. And here's Martin. There's a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Zerbiak. From outside the arc. It's hauled in by the Suns.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Hunter on the wing. Here's Nash. And finished off by Hunter.
Nice basic one-hander there.
Hey, I think he got some extra bounce off the ground on that one. Pass to Madsen. Back to Martin. Out to the right wing. He shoots it. Here's Garnett. And the layup is good off the glass. Garnett's got 6.
Well, there's a reason this is the 4-time NBA rebounding champion. KG to the offensive glass.
Here's Voskuhl. Here's Barbosa. He's scoreless. And the basket by Nash.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
Out left to the wing. And it's out of bounds to Minnesota.
You see his active hands knocking that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Miller's checked in for the Timberwolves. Martin outside. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Here's Zerbiak. Back to Martin. Just 4 to shoot. Elbow shot on the way. It's hauled in by the Suns.
Boy, that mid-range area, he just didn't look comfortable. Let's be honest.
Here's Voskuhl. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. Minnesota with the ball. 1:56 left in the opening quarter. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Phoenix making a switch here. Shot clock at 6. Here's Cassell. Minnesota again missing. There's a minute 34 left now in the first quarter. Here's Barbosa. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively. 8 of the last 10 points have come from the inside.
Here's Cassell from the high post. The rebound by Jackson.
Oh, the analytics department is smiling after that one.
Barbosa, he's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
The D hasn't been quick enough to react to the ball inside. That's helped cause this run.
Here's Cassell, and it's Phoenix with the rebound.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Here's Madsen. Pass to Cassell. To the inside. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Here's Barbosa. Jackson outside. Pass to Stoudemire. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Cassell. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Phoenix out in front, leading by a point. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Welcome back to the second quarter of this play-in tournament matchup. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Suns.
Well, hey, guys, I mean, can we talk about how unselfish they've been? Just racking up the assist numbers, moving it around with great precision.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
They've got Gary Trent, and it's Cassell in at the 1. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the T-Wolves. Pass to Trent, to the left side wing. Here's Cassell. And there's the drive. They now take the lead. Cassell's got his second basket of the game.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick.
Here's Jackson. Here's Stoudemire. Oh, he drilled it. He's shooting 3 for 8 from the floor.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
Here's Cassell. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Cassell's got 4 points this quarter.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Phoenix calls timeout. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Miller's checked in.
Substitution for your Timberwolves. Number 3, Oliver Miller.
A minute and a half gone in the second quarter. Out to the wing. Here's Barbosa. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Man, the defender really went after him.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
The way they just continue to drive right at the defense, they've really been overwhelming them when they do this.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
That free throw misses. And the second free throw is good. Here's Cassell. He has 6. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Tipped. Jackson outside. Pass to Barbosa. To the middle. Here's Stoudemire. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Here's Madsen. Here's Cassell. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
The officials were right on top of that one.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one at the line is good. And the Suns making a change here. Miller's checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Pass to Barbosa. And he lobs it up top. Stolen by Miller. Here's Zerbiak, guarded by Miller. Miller, a screen on Miller. Back to Miller. Blocked! Here's Barbosa. He's got 5. Pass to Voskuhl. 5 to shoot. Now here's Jackson. From outside, off the mark. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Here's Madsen, guarded by Miller. Nice shot by Madsen.
Boy, in the lane, making things happen. Nice effort.
The Suns trailing. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Voskuhl's got his second bucket on the night. Here's Cassell. Give him 8 points now. Over to the left wing. Here's Zerbiak, guarded by Miller. And that one drops.
Taking people to school with moves like that.
Here's Barbosa. Inside. Stolen by Miller. Batson passes to Cassell. And it's Barbosa with a rebound.
Boy, he hasn't helped them much tonight, but they've gotten a lot of productivity from other players.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Stoudemire's gone 5 of 10 from the floor. Time called here. The Timberwolves decide to talk it over. Here's Hassel. Here's Zerbiak to the paint. Here's Madsen. Here's Garnett. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And when the game is this close, you have to go all out.
He certainly understands his role, huh? When the shot goes up, just crashes the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
And Minnesota has possession after the basket by Phoenix on the other end. Here's Cassell. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
At the line for your Timberwolves, Sam Cassell. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Showing more aggression here in the second quarter. He's seeking contact and working himself to the line.
And that's good as he hits both shots.
I love it. In attack mode, drawing foul calls this quarter and getting to the free throw line.
Barbosa passes to Nash. Down low. Here's Stoudemire. And he's now 6 for 11 after that one.
Their offense is really humming right now, and it's because of the beautiful ball distribution.
Stoudemire's gone 6 of 11 tonight. Pass to Hudson. They set the screen. To the inside. Garnett uses the glass to finish the layup. Garnett's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, Garnett may have lost a step in terms of quickness, but makes up for that with strength and body control.
To the left wing. Here's Barbosa. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
Phoenix shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2. First one falls for him. Johnson, he's checked in for Phoenix. It's both from the stripe. And Minnesota with possession here. Here's Cassell. 10 points for him. Pass to Hudson. Here's Garnett. Clock at 6. Buckets. He's now 6 of 10 from the field.
He's in such a good rhythm offensively tonight. KG turning back the clock.
Here's Nash. He's got 7. Barbosa passes to Stoudemire. The 11-footer. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Garnett's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Sprewell. Here's Garnett. Shoots a fadeaway. Rebound by Stoudemire. Stoudemire's got 5 rebounds in the game. Oh, there's the alley! And out of bounds, Minnesota will have it.
Boy, an unfortunate mix-up right there. Cost them a possession.
And the Timberwolves call time here. The Suns making a switch here. Minnesota in the lead. Pass to Hudson. Here's Garnett. Minnesota again missing. Outside Johnson. Outside Richardson. To the wing on the left. Here's Nash. He's got 7. And Olowokandi pulls it down.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
Right, he stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Here's Zerbiak, guarded by Richardson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Garnett. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Well, the prototypical modern-day power forward comes about as a result of KG paving the way.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And the Suns making a change here. Hunter's checked in. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for Phoenix. It's a 5-point game. Down low. Here's Hunter. Perfect night so far. 2 for 2.
Well, love watching Joe Johnson in the pick and roll. If the defense expecting him to shoot, he's going to put a pass on time and on target.
Here's Hudson. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game. Suns trail by 5. Outside Richardson. Pass to Nash. Fires the 3. And Olowokandi pulls it down. Olowokandi's got 4 rebounds now. And there's the lob.
Woo! I just love that alley-oop slam, PA.
Defense disorganized. Defense pays. Outside Richardson. Here's Nash. Pass to Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he banks in the layup. Johnson's got his first points of the night.
Well, Johnson isn't just an outside shooter. This guy is a versatile, talented scorer in the paint.
Here's Zerbiak. Here's Garnett. Good. He's been great in this one. 9 for 15 after that shot.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Here's Nash. Somehow scores the layup in traffic. Nash has got 9 points.
Well, that's not exactly the most solid screen you'll see, but it still works.
Here's Sprewell, covered by Johnson. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Minnesota shooting their 6th and 7th free throw shots in the game.
Timberwolves. Latrell Sprewell taking 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Both shots good from the stripe. So it's Phoenix now. They trail by 7. Pass to Nash. Back to Richardson. And 1:01 left in the second period. Marion's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Here's Sprewell, covered by Johnson. And there's the screen. Here's Garnett, and he drives in, and he slams it in one-handed.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Yeah, if you're playing that power forward position, you overcome a lack of size with great hops.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Sprewell passes to Garnett. From down low and off the glass. That one's good. Garnett's got 23.
This guy has absolutely owned this quarter. This is how you lead by example.
Now Johnson. Here's Nash. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Minnesota with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. Getting lots of great looks, shooting it well. That's why they're up. Back to the game after this break.
First half of this postseason contest, and it hasn't been a great game so far for the Phoenix Suns.
I mean, you have to be on point for playing games. No margin for error, Shaq. We never had that situation, the player and Shaq, but trailing in the second half will put a lot of pressure on them.
I like it, I like it, I like it. It adds some intensity. You got to be on your A game right now.
Seeing how things are shaking down for the Timberwolves. They've got a good chance of landing that 8th seed position and avoiding seeing their season come to an end.
Those high stakes should keep them from sweating. There's nothing more dangerous than the team with their season on the line.
Yeah, momentum can shift. Anything could happen. They gotta finish strong.
And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
And welcome back to 2K Sports coverage of the play-in game as we move to the second half of action. Here's Nash. Checking out the group for Mike D'Antoni to start the second half. They've got Johnson, and it's Stoudemire in at the 5, down low. Shoots from the right block. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. Pass to Cassell. goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Cassell's got 12 points in the game.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Here's Stoudemire. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Garnett's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Sprewell. Shoots over Johnson. They get it back. He can't hit that time. Over to the wing. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's Marion. Ooh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. Phoenix shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Sean Marion taking 2 shots.
No good on that one. And he's good on the second. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Pass to Hudson. Here's Garnett. Here's Cassell. He's got 12. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Stoudemire's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Boy, what a frustrating, sluggish start to this half. Brutal.
Now Richardson. That's to Stoudemire. From about 16, no good, off the front rim.
This is what frustrates coaches. You come out of the half and you miss your first 3 shots.
Olowokandi, and it's rejected.
This certainly isn't how they wanted to start this half. I mean, just 1 for 5 coming out of the break. That is brutal.
And here's Richardson. There's the screen by Johnson. Pass to Nash. There's the triple. And Olowokandi pulls it down.
Oh, man, what happened at halftime? Since then, they're 0 for 4.
Right around 3 minutes into this second half. Here's Garnett. And it's Richardson with the rebound. Suns trail by 10. Here's Stoudemire. Pass to Marion. The 3 is up. Gets the 3 ball to go. Marion's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That's why you keep your head up. If the assist is there, you can pounce.
Here's Cassell. And that one comes up a bit short.
He just couldn't finish the job that time. And too bad, because it was a nice look.
Spins. Outside Richardson. Pass to Stoudemire. Phoenix needs to get off a shot here. Johnson for 3. The offensive rebound. It's deflected.
KG has always had tremendous instincts, sends another one back the way it came.
Here's Olowokandi to end the drought. Rebound by Stoudemire. Stoudemire's got rebound number 8 now. Pass to Nash. To the paint. Looking to end this cold spell. And the basket by Stoudemire. Stoudemire's got 14.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
And it's blocked. Here's Nash. 9 points in the game. It's blocked. Out of bounds. Suns ball as Phoenix keeps possession. It's time to take a glance again at that superb block.
What a play. I mean, that'll have the offense thinking twice about taking shots in his presence.
Phoenix calls timeout.
The Suns timeout.
Here's Marion. Give him 8 points now. 6 on the shot clock. Richardson for 3. Drops in the 3. Richardson's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Pass to Hudson. There's a screen. Here's Garnett. And he gets the bucket. Garnett's got 25 points.
Boy, for the most part, when they have gone through him, he has delivered.
Here's Nash. He's got 9. And the basket by Stoudemire.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Here's Sprewell. Pass to Hudson. Here's Cassell. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. The shot by Hudson, no good. And the Suns with possession. Big run right now for them, 11-2. Minnesota in the lead. Garnett passes to Cassell. Here's Sprewell, guarded by Richardson. Pass to Garnett. It's good, off the glass. He's got 27.
Well, now we're speaking Kevin Garnett's language, one of the great mid-range shooting bigs in NBA history.
And there's a pick. Right side Johnson. Here's Marion. Out to the wing. Here's Nash. It's rebounded by Minnesota. They've led by as many as 11. Garnett passes to Sprewell. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Here's Hudson. Pass to Garnett. Here's Cassell. Here's Hudson. Misses the 3. Used the pump fake well, but he couldn't capitalize. Stripped it away. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Pass to Garnett. Here's Hudson. 5 on the clock. Garnett no good.
Boy, that was his shot to miss. This guy's a terrific mid-range shooter.
The steal. Here's Sprewell, covered by Johnson. Here's Garnett. Lays it up and banks it in. Garnett's got 6 here in the quarter. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Minnesota.
Yeah, they've collected an impressive number of steals so far, using fast hands to force some turnovers and then scoring on the other end.
And also, guys, the tenacity they've shown on the defensive end has been something else. Look at how many blocks they've tallied thus far.
Here's the pick. Shoots from 14. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got 5 rebounds in the game. Richardson for 3. Buries it from 3. Richardson's got 6.
They are unconscious from outside, and so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And Minnesota calls time here. And it's a completely new group for the Timberwolves. Oh, swiped away. To the middle. It's tipped. Here's Zerbiak. Pass to Madsen. Shot blocked. Here's Barbosa. Inside, here's Voskuhl. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around. Voskuhl's gotten his third basket of the night. And Minnesota with possession here. They lead by 1. And here's Martin. No made baskets yet. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair.
And even from where we're sitting, you could clearly tell it was a foul.
He's got his first free throws of the night right here.
Shooting 2.
That free throw no good. And he sinks the second. And it's Phoenix's ball. They're on a 16-7 run. Jackson on the wing for the lead. Zerbiak grabs a miss.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
Martin, right side. 1:44 left in the third. Just 5 on the clock. Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
The lead pass is on the money. Make it so easy for your teammate.
To the left wing. Here's Voskuhl. He has 6. To the middle. It's stolen by Johnson. Pass to Madsen. It's hauled in by Voskuhl. Suns trail by 4. Here's Outlaw. And the bucket is good.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
54 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Martin, the pass to Madsen. Count it. Madsen's got his second basket on the night.
The bounce pass right on the money. Great setup.
Here's Barbosa. 7 points in the game. Here's Hunter. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
I'll tell you, an underrated thing right there. How effective that screen was. It just creates a lane to the cup.
Martin outside to the paint. Here's Johnson. He got a piece of it. Hunter against Johnson. Hunter passes to Barbosa for the tie. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. He's made 3 or 4 free throw attempts in this game.
At the line for the Suns, Leandro Barbosa. 2 shots.
First one falls. That one drops. He ties it up. 5 ticks left in the third. Fires from way outside. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. That's the end of the third, and it's tied up. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a moment. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And we welcome you back as we head into the fourth quarter of this decisive play-in game. They've got Gary Trent, and it's Zerbiak in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here's Cassell. That shot is off.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
They set the pick. Here's Voskuhl. Kicks it out to Jackson to take the lead. Connects from downtown. Jackson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
Here's Cassell. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Barbosa's got his 4th rebound in this one. To the inside. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Boy, he may not be the biggest center in this league, but big-time athleticism on display.
Out to the right wing. Pass to Cassell. Down low. Here's Trent. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Here's Voskuhl. Here's Stoudemire, guarded by Trent. And the basket by Stoudemire. Stoudemire's got 4 points this quarter. Timberwolves trail by 5. Pass to Zerbiak. To the inside. Here's Barbosa. Inside. Here's Stoudemire. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Timberwolves call timeout. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
During that break, the coach of the Timberwolves had some words for his team. He told his players, we are right there, guys. This game is ours. Continue to work hard, and we will win this game.
Allie, thank you. Intercepted. Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation. Here's Nash. And he lays it up and in. And now it's a 9-point Phoenix lead.
Here in the second half, they've just found better shots.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Here's Cassell. Six to shoot. Here's Garnett. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Just a big play at this juncture of the game. Second chance points could be the key for them.
Impressive effort right there. That's what they need to mount a comeback. Here's Voskuhl. Here's Barbosa to the paint. Here's Stoudemire. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
Here's Cassell to the middle. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Voskuhl's got 4 rebounds now.
I'll tell you what, they've been aggressive and they've been physical.
Here's Barbosa. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. And the Suns lead by 11.
They're really working the paint now.
Pass to Hoiberg. Here's Madsen. Down low. There's the steal. Here's Barbosa. Here's Nash. Sinks that one from the post. Nash has gotten 4 this quarter.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Here's Nash, following the score by Minnesota. Here's Stoudemire. Oh, hey, how about that? Oh, powered down with both hands.
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Ouch. That's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark. Here's Cassell. Here's Zerbiak to the paint. Here's Garnett. Buried from 15 feet out. Garnett's got 12 points in just the second half.
Well, obviously nowadays a high percentage of Garnett's scoring comes off the jumper.
Here's Voskuhl over to the left wing. And he lobs it up. The shot by Stoudemire, no good.
Well, he saw the play coming together, but the timing was just a little off.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that. Boy, what a sweet pass. That one on time and on target.
Pass to Voskuhl. Here's Stoudemire. Here's Voskuhl. Out left to the wing. Beyond the arc. The putback. Controls the rebound and the putback. And the Suns lead by 11.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Here's Madsen. Pass to Zerbiak. The shot from 20 feet out. And again, it's Minnesota converting. Timeout called, Suns.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Nash. Releases from 15. And it's in, off the glass. Nash has got 6 here in the quarter.
And he couldn't get an easier shot. The defense right now just looks defeated.
Well, simply stated, simply not enough effort, not enough attention to detail. They've gotten run over this evening.
Now here's Richardson. Pass to Johnson. They set the pick. Here's Stoudemire. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. Timberwolves trail by 11. Here's Cassell. Another steal. Here's Stoudemire. Outside Johnson. Pass to Nash. Here's Marion. To the wing, right side. From 17. The shot by Stoudemire, no good. Here's Cassell. Here's Garnett. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh my. What a display of effort.
That's his bread and butter, right? Chasing down the boards.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
Here's Stoudemire. Blocked! Here's Garnett. Lets it go from 14. Yes, sir!
He's scoring the rock at will, but he needs more help from his teammates.
It's intercepted. Here's Olowokandi. Beautiful work with the baby hook.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Here's Nash. Outside Richardson. Here's Hudson. A minute 39 left in the fourth quarter here. And he gets it from 15.
And that's a smart play call right there. Taking big advantage of his size.
Just a huge bucket there, and you're right. I mean, the key was finding the matchup where they had the clear size advantage and putting it to use.
Oh, he leaves no question.
He's a living highlight reel.
Seriously, that could end up being one of the best dunks of the year. We've got 1:13 left to play in the fourth quarter. Oh, it's off target. The Suns lead by 5. Here's Nash. Oh, can't hit the jumper. Here's Hudson. 43 seconds left in the fourth.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for your Timberwolves, Kevin Garnett. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. Good on both.
Yeah, just a fruitful trip to the line. He's made this a one-possession game.
And I think we'll see him milk the clock a bit.
Yeah, seems like the heady move right now.
Excellent defense, forcing that big miss. Timberwolves call timeout. Any speculation on what we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
Tricky situation here. They need some kind of bucket to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
And here's Minnesota now.
And looking to even the score with a huge 3.
Greg, this is all about execution. Can you free an open man from the three-point line? That's what it comes down to.
To tie it up. The 3 is off. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Timeout called, Suns. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
And a smart choice right there. I mean, you can't allow them to just drain the clock.
Thanks to the AT&T Connected Cam for the up-close and personal view of that slam. And an intentional foul right there. Good on the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 5-point game.
Huge moment. He steps up and sinks the final daggers.
Time called here. The Timberwolves decide to talk it over. They're down by 5. Your thoughts, guys?
Not much time left. You think they have a chance to come back?
Let's hear it for your Minnesota dancers.
It falls!
That's how you draw it up. The defense just couldn't react in time.
And they did it! The Phoenix Suns are moving on. Boy, they showed tremendous resiliency. A clutch play-in performance after dropping game 1.
And it's right where they would have been in past years. The 8th seed coming in, that's where they'll be slotted in the playoff bracket.
Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Tonight, just an appetizer for what's in store beyond these play-in games. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and our entire crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for tuning in. And time to present our player of the game.